that we're going to start. Okay, so welcome to this Leonardo Laser Talk series at Aalborg University here in Denmark. Those of you in the room hopefully knows it's in Denmark. The rest of you now know it as well. So first of all, thank you to Anka for bringing all this together in a context of undisciplinary. I'm Morten Søndergaard, and I'm directing the Erasmus Media Arts Cultures program here at Aalborg University as well. So it's important to start by saying a Laser Talks is a program of the Leonardo ASTS, and the original laser mission from Stanford University, as devised by Capucci, is something I want to read now, actually. The mission of the laser is to provide the general public with a snapshot of the cultural environment of a region and to foster interdisciplinary networking. Each event, in a casual academic setting, free of charge and open to the public, presents up to 4 artists, scientists, philosophers, historians, inventors, and scholars, or in that category, who are working on paradigm shifts. So something new is going on. Each event also allows the audience to socialize and encourages people in the audience to briefly introduce their work. So this is what we're going to do. The overarching area of inquiry of the Leonardo ASTS Lasers is studies in art, science, and technology, also known as ASTS, framed by transdisciplinary curiosity and practice. And today, with the Undisciplinary Symposium as back carpet, we will focus on the paradigm shifts occurring as practices of ASTS, listening and rewriting the cultures of media art across and in between disciplines. To put some context to this, I will cite a passage from Hannah Rogers' new book, entitled Art, Science, and the Politics of Knowledge, which is being launched tomorrow, by the way, in Copenhagen. She writes, "What is required is a new interdisciplinary field capable of fully theorizing this area, one that recognizes artists as contributors to the scientific project, advances new methods of work, and renews the commitment to analyze all forms of knowledge." We have 4 speakers today that in each their different way point towards new methods of work, ways of framing practice in the area of ASTS. And I will present them shortly, but first I will mention that after the speakers' presentations, the audience is invited to briefly introduce their work, maximum 2 minutes, and we are encouraging especially the students across the programs at Aalborg University who are in the room to seize the microphone. They are already presenting their work at an exhibition spread out all over the Create campus, right outside the auditorium where I'm standing right now. But first, the speakers. In order of presentation, they each have 7-8 minutes. Alessandro Ludovico is a researcher, artist, and chief editor of Neural Magazine and since 1993. He is associate professor at the Winchester School of Art, University of Southampton. Jose Gilje has moved between installation, experimental video, live performance, and set design, and with choreographer Eva Cecilie Rikardsen, he established and ran Kreuzer Company between 2000 and 2006. Since 2006, Gilje has been engaged with a longer-term project named Conversation with Spaces. This project explores, mainly through large-scale installations, perception of change and transformation in the meeting between the ephemeral media of light, projection, sound, and motion with physical structures. Anna Nacher is an associate professor of the Institute of Audiovisual Arts at the Jagiellonian University Krakow, Poland. You are Vice Editor-in-Chief for Arts and Cultural Studies Review, and your research interests include media art, electronic literature, media theory, and environmental humanities. And finally, Robertina Jebenic is a Slovenian artist whose work explores biological, geopolitical, and cultural realities of aquatic environments and the impact of humanity on other organisms. Her projects call for the development of empathic strategies aimed at recognizing other non-human species. With these introductions, I will now pass the word to Alessandro. You can step up here and I will find your... Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Morten, for the invitation here. It's always such an honor and pleasure to be part of this event here in AAlborg. It will be a very quick presentation, so I will just try to introduce a couple of concepts about the archiving and especially the practices that we have connected to the magazine that Morten was already mentioning. It's called Neural. Yep. Yes. This is the first issue from November 1993. This is still on paper, the latest issue, issue 71. We're going to celebrate 30 years at the end of this year. What we are doing very briefly with the magazine, it's what I called accidental archiving somehow, because all the editorial choices, everything that we publish on paper, it stays on paper since the beginning. So the collection, whole collection of magazines might represent the accidental archiving of media art that we have done. But what archiving means? Well, for me, archiving mostly means two things, which I think are very important. The first one is to give access to content. For me, it has to be free, universal access to content when we archive something. Through whatever modality